Welcome to this brand new series on MEXT Scholarship 2027 Undergraduate Application. If you are dreaming of studying in Japan for free, this is the perfect time to begin your journey. In this first episode, I will walk you through the important preparations you should start right from now so that by the time application opens in April 2026, you are already ahead of thousands of other students. Let's get started. The MEXT 2027 undergraduate application process begins in April 2026 through the Embassy Recommendation Track. Now, to know more about what MEXT Embassy Track is, what it is all about, watch the previous video of this channel entitled Japan Full Scholarship Program, whose URL is given in the description section of this video. So, although the application process begins in April 2026, there is a lot to be done from now to prepare better for this super competitive scholarship. Let's first list down the things that you can start working on right away. 4 things you should start doing now. Number 1, prepare for the written tests. Number 2, keep an eye on Japan's current affairs. Number 3, read about Japan and the Japanese. And number 4, prepare answers for application form questions. So let's begin with preparing for the written tests. So there will be tests of English, Japanese, mathematics, chemistry, physics only for natural sciences A category, and biology only for natural sciences B and C categories. Now English. If your school education has been in English medium, then there is nothing to worry about this test. You should be able to crack the next written test of English very easily. If your school education has not been in English medium, then you should focus on practicing English grammar of higher or senior secondary school level. Write to us at saraljapani@gmail.com to obtain previous year's question papers of next written test of English so that you can practice from there, and also you can assess yourself how much prepared you are for this test. So do write to us. Japanese test. If you already know Japanese equivalent to JLPT N5, keep on learning. You are on the right track. Appear for JLPT N4 or N3 to be held in December 2025. If you have been learning Japanese as a beginner for some time now, that is few months, then speed up the learning process and appear in JLPT N5 or N4 in December 2025. And if you are at level 0, that means you know nothing of Japanese, then start learning today from lesson 1 on our playlist, Japanese Lessons for Beginners. You if you visit the playlist section of our YouTube channel, you will come across a playlist whose name is Japanese Lessons for Beginners. Start from lesson 1 video and grab as much as you can till June 2026, because that is the time when the written test of Japanese will be held. The written test of Japanese comprises of 3 sections. Section 1 is elementary level, which is equivalent to JLPT N5 and 4. Section 2 is at intermediate level, which is equivalent to JLPT N3. And Section 3 is the advanced level, which is equivalent to JLPT N2 and 1. The MEXT does not expect a candidate to answer all questions. The test is only to assess the Japanese proficiency of the candidate to mitigate the gap through a Japanese language course if the candidate gets shortlisted based on merit of other areas of the application process. Hence, it is highly recommended that a prospective applicant should learn at least elementary Japanese to reach up to the basic level. A zero knowledge of Japanese won't go down well with the selection committee for sure. Mathematics, physics, chemistry, and biology written tests. There is no specific syllabus for the subject level tests. The application guideline mentions that if a student is preparing for any competitive exams in his or her home country in grade 11th and 12th, such as science and mathematics, national and international Olympiads, or any joint entrance examinations, joint entrance admission tests, then that should suffice the need for this written test. Every prospective applicant must perform a self-assessment of his level of preparation and take necessary action to mitigate the gaps in each of the 3 subjects. Take mock tests of various competitive exams to know your level. In some countries, there is a tendency among many students to memorize things and score good marks in the school exams. This is not going to help in the next written tests since there is nothing to memorize. Only clear concepts will help you to answer the questions. Written test questions will be tricky but won't be too difficult for those who have understood the concepts well. Practice a lot of competitive question papers from the past, and again write to us at saraljapani@gmail.com to obtain previous year's question papers of mixed written tests of mathematics, physics, chemistry and biology. We can send you as PDF attachments via email, and you can then have a look at those question papers and you can assess your level of preparation and your caliber. So among the four things, we discussed the first point, preparing for the written tests. Now the second point is keep an eye on Japan's current affairs. Keeping an eye on Japan. If you want to be in Japan, if you want to study in Japan, and if you want to grab the MEXT full scholarship, you must immerse yourself in Japan. It is as simple as that. Make it a habit to keep an eye on the current affairs of Japan. Visit the NHK World News page daily. The URL is this: https://www.3.nhk.or.jp/nhkworld. Knowing about the current happenings in Japan will help you prepare better for the interviews if shortlisted through the written tests and document screening phases. Number three is read about Japan and the Japanese. Read about Japan and the Japanese. The MEXT scholarship demands that the candidate must show deep interest in Japan and the Japanese culture. This gets assessed at the interviews if shortlisted. Hence, it is the right time now to begin familiarizing oneself with Japan. Although there are countless websites to read about Japan, we would like to provide you the 5 best and most reliable and authentic websites which you may regularly visit and explore more. Number one, Web Japan, Japanese culture, Web Japan. URL is https://web-japan.org. This site offers articles on traditional culture, modern life, food, travel, craft, prefecture by prefecture features. You can browse topics like traditional culture, food, what's new, etc. Read 2-3 features per week about Japanese arts or life and make a bullet list of what you learned. The second one is Japan National Tourism Organization, JNTO. Travel Japan, the official Japan guide. The URL is www.japan.travel. Although geared toward tourists, this site gives excellent overviews of Japanese festivals, culture, traditions, food, manners, and regional diversity. Focus on the culture and customs and manners sections. These are good talking points in an interview when you want to show you understand Japanese society. Number three, Agency for Cultural Affairs, Japan Heritage, Cultures and Traditions of Japan. The website is this: www.bunka.go.jp/english/policy/cultural_properties/Japan_heritage. This gives deeper insight into Japan's intangible cultural heritage, regional traditions, and how culture is preserved and promoted officially. Pick one or two Japan heritage stories and remember a few facts. Number four, Japan Society for a global context. URL is the https://japansociety.org. This site offers lectures, articles, and programs connecting Japanese arts, culture, and society globally. That is helping you understand how Japan presents itself internationally. Use it to pick up modern cultural trends like pop culture, design, animation, so you are not only aware of traditional Japan but also how Japan interacts with the world today. And last but not the least, Japan Science and Technology Agency, JST. https://www.jst.go.jp/en. A great website to follow Japan's technological developments. It publishes English language news, press releases, and research updates on Japan's leading technology areas like artificial intelligence, quantum computing, material science, and more. It provides insight into Japan's research policy, innovation, strategy, and international collaboration, which is helpful background knowledge for a scholarship interview or a technical field application. Because it is an official major research agency site, the information is quite reliable and up to date. And now the last but not the least, prepare answers for application form questions. So what is this all about? On the application form, you need to provide three options for the field of study and major. Now there is an associated question. What's that? If you can see, number 15 is reasons for selection of field of study and major. Specify the reasons why you selected each field of study and major in section 14. So what this point is all about, we will come to that in a moment. But before that, two more questions that are asked in the application form are: what was the trigger for having an interest in Japan? And what kinds of things do you think you can contribute to Japan and your home country through your experience of studying in Japan? So now, for all these three questions, the applicant must understand the purpose of these questions and the qualities they need to demonstrate for each. First one is specify the reasons why you selected each field of study and major. Through this question, the MEXT panel wants to check whether your choice of study is logical and well thought out and not random, whether your goals align with Japan's strengths in that academic field, and whether your study plans are connected to your background and your country's needs. That is, they are asking why this field, why Japan, and why only you. From your answer, they will check your academic clarity, that you know what you want to study and why it matters. That is how focused, informed, and analytical you are. You understand how Japan excels in your chosen area. That is, your awareness, research, and global curiosity will get tested. Whether you are consistent and purposeful or not will get checked, as your chosen major will be a natural next step from your previous education or experience. They will come to know if you can explain how mastering this field helps both Japan and your home country. That is, your vision, responsibility, and impact gets tested. And last but not the least, your intellectual curiosity, that you are motivated by genuine academic interest, not just job prospects. In other words, your passion and enthusiasm. So these questions may appear very, very simple and straightforward, but it's not that easy. So you need time to think on the answers to each of these three questions and create your best possible answer. So don't take these three questions lightly. These are extremely important. The second question, what was the trigger for having an interest in Japan? So think about it. It will be personal. And the third question, what kinds of things do you think you can contribute to Japan and your home country through your experience of studying in Japan? Again, this will be candidate specific and your area specific. But in the next video of this series, this is the first video. So in the second video of this series, we will talk at length about each of these three questions, because I firmly believe that these three questions, although they look very, very simple and straightforward, there is there are like many things to be considered while answering these three questions, and that may make a huge difference on the selectors. So as I said, we will have a separate video, and in fact the next video, the very next video of this series will be on these three golden questions. So friends, that's your starting roadmap for the MEXT 2027 undergraduate scholarships. If you begin working on these things right away, you will be fully prepared when the applications open in April 2026, and that early preparation can make all the difference. In the next video of this series, I will touch upon the three important questions that I just mentioned. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so that you don't miss it. And remember, your journey to Japan begins today. Thank you.